Welcome back, everybody. It's John here with No Ordinary Path, coming to you from the beautiful Tonopah, Arizona, with Saddle Mountain back behind me. While it is overcast here today, it is fantastically in the 70 degrees. I am super excited because I'm bringing you a Real Talk Tuesday travel nurse takeover while I take you back to the frigid desolation world of Columbia, Missouri, in my review of the University of Missouri Healthcare Hospital System. Okay, first of all, for all my Columbia people, it's not a desolate, icy place. I know that. It's fine. It was cold. It was winter camping in the RV. This is nice. I'm not going to lie. The kids are running around in shorts. I'm in just like a t-shirt. It's fantastic. I do like my warmer weather stuff. That being said, I do have an exciting review. I did enjoy my time there. Really love the hospital. So let's dive right into it. So I'm talking about the University of Missouri Healthcare. And this is a hospital-based system. Let me just hit you with some of like the brief stuff. Columbia, Missouri is not necessarily a travel destination. If you've been with us for a while, you know we took this contract to be there for the birth of my nephew, baby James, over the holiday season, and that was great and fantastic. All the blessings. It was wonderful to be there. That being said, it was kind of a little bit of a diamond in a rough. I really enjoyed the hospital. Columbia has been described to me, the best way I heard it described was like a suburb without a city. It is big enough to not feel like small town America, but it is definitely not big town America either. Within this area is the University of Missouri, the Tigers. Go Tigers. This is a university hospital, and you guys know what comes with that. That it's a big research based, it is a teaching hospital, large multiple campus, level 1 trauma facility. It's a big hospital for kind of a smaller town, but it's there because of the university, which I will say this, of the places that I have worked in my entire career, I do really enjoy university-based hospitals. They are always on the head of the, evidence-based practice. They're always funded well, so you have good equipment and good stuff like that. I do enjoy working for them. Some people don't like the teaching facilities and having to deal with residents and that kind of stuff, but for me, it really doesn't bother me. I do like it. So yes, level 1 multiple campus teaching hospital. They are all about the Tigers. It's kind of fun in its own way because this hospital system is on the university campus. So everything is MU Tigers. They wear black scrubs. They have tiger fall risk signs. The helicopter that they have on base there is decked out in the tiger. It's right across from like the football stadium, which they call the zoo, which is kind of fun. And on game days, it's insane. It's fun. We'll talk some more about that. These are some of the facts and figures for 2019. So this hospital, on the website, it says 247 beds. I'm inclined to believe that that's considerably outdated, to be honest. If that's the case, they're not including like the big cancer center and a couple of the other things. It's definitely bigger than that. 247 beds does not sound right. I'd say it was bigger than that, but that's what I found on the internet. On the hospital campus, there's the actual hospital itself. There's something called the Ellis Fischel Cancer Center, which kind of the name speaks all to itself. There's something called the Missouri Orthopedic Institute, which is a freestanding, gigantic, almost ortho hospital. These guys do really cutting edge, like joint replacements, bio joints, all that kind of stuff. Off campus, at another little area in Columbia, there's the Women and Children's Hospital Center. There's a psychiatric center. So you get the full package of all that healthcare is and all that it has to offer by working within this system. In 2019, the hospital saw 237,563 inpatients. Interestingly enough, this statistic, 5,220 were actually out-of-state patients, so people that are coming to visit. If you don't know where Columbia is on the map, know that it is near a large system of lakes, mainly the Lake of the Ozarks, which is definitely in that region kind of a big touristy area. There's a lot of boating, a lot of that kind of stuff. So they get a lot of trauma from the lake. 79,333 trauma patients, 445 of which were flown by air this last year. And they have a decent sized birth center as well. So there's some LDRP, 2,551 births in 2019. Hey Smooch, you coming to see me? My dog loves it out here because she can roam free. We are boondocking. It's great, guys. It is a nice change of pace. But if you haven't seen it, catch our last video because it really is a good wrap up in terms of how we kind of avoided this feeling that we had gotten in terms of kind of having a little bit of burnout. And this assignment, while not in a big travel destination, was super fun and good to kind of give you that restful need that we had. And it really did fulfill that. And so I'm kind of thankful. Let's jump back in here to the hospital. So I am a ICU nurse. I have worked critical care my entire career. I've done lots of different things, mostly ICU. I have done some emergency department. I have flown, but yeah, mostly ICU. This time around, I was in the cardiovascular ICU at this hospital. So that's what I'm going to speak to. There are definitely med-surg units, there's neuro units, there's progressive care units, surgical. The emergency department is a decent sized one. Remember, it's a level 1 trauma system. But I can speak specifically to the intensive care units that I was fortunate enough to work at. So the CVICU, there is a medical ICU, which is actually the largest department that they have in terms of their ICUs. It actually has 2 floors. The surgical ICU and the neurosurgical ICU. Each one of those has in between 14 and 18 beds. The CICU or CVICU that I worked at is a pretty classic CVICU. You're talking cabbages, lots of open hearts, ECMO. Definitely saw ECMO at this place a couple of times. Major thoracic surgeries of any kind go here. You get your standard cath lab, PCI type stuff. You're going to see CRT and SLED, balloon pumps. They didn't have any like bridge therapy, like there was no LVADs or anything like that. The one thing this place doesn't do are heart transplants. And I think the reason for that, I never actually got a formal answer, but if I had to guess, it's because they have St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City, which I've also worked at in their CVICU and did a review on it. You can catch it up here. And the hospital in St. Louis, there's some transplant centers that are very close. And so you don't have a whole lot of transplant centers all over the place. If they need somebody, or if they have a patient that needs a heart transplant, they're going to send them usually to Kansas City to get that done there. And of course, being any kind of ICU, there is always overflow from medical. There was a neuro patient or two, certainly surgical patients, things like that. And you're always also going to have holds, so there's plenty of that. With the ratios that we had, they were, 1 to 2, your typical, you want an ICU nurse, 2 patients. Sometimes if you had a lot of holds or just overflows, you'd have 3 to 1 ratio if you've got step down patients or floor patients. There's also 1-to-1s. I was 1-to-1 with a couple of patients, whether it's balloon pumps, things like that. And there's even 2-to-1s where I was involved with some pretty sick patients and one of their senior staff who, we just have 2 nurses to 1 patient, whether it's ECMO or just a super sick patient for whatever reason. So those are the ratios that you typically see. Now, floating is certainly a thing at this hospital. I will say this is probably actually below average. It's certainly not the most floating I've ever done, and it's not the least either, but I would say it's a little less than average. I was consistently in the ICU. I never got canceled, which was also great. I did like that about this place. It wasn't an issue. There was always need. Some other interesting little things just off the top of my head here. There is, most of the employees wear black scrubs, but there is no official scrub color, at least for where I worked. I know the MOI or the Orthopedic Institute freestanding facility does have uniforms assigned. I didn't, so you could wear whatever color you want. All of the rest of the campus is beautiful. They do a good job of kind of setting it up. It's got 2 cafeterias that are nice. I mean, it's got a huge gift shop. It's got a, eyeglass store on the inside. It's got a coffee shop. That's important, you guys. There is a coffee shop there. So here's what I've got listed down for the good and the bad, okay? We'll start with the good. I hope I don't burn anybody by saying this, but probably the best place crew-wise I've ever worked. If I could take this place and stick it in the mountains somewhere, this is where I would want to work. Wow, great people, lots of fun, had a blast going to work. One of those situations where you wake up and get out of bed sucks, but otherwise you're kind of like, oh, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be kind of a fun day. And where you're also really disappointed when you have to float, but it didn't happen that often, so I was thankful for it. Always enjoyed going in. Always did. It was going to be fun. I knew who I was going to work with. It was going to be good people. Really liked the crew out there. Now, for my other hospitals, I love you guys too. Please don't take offense to this, especially like St. A's and some of these other places where I really used to work. Still love you guys too, but this place for a travel assignment was fantastic. If you're thinking about going to Columbia, Missouri for whatever reason, it's a fun place to work. I always like coming to the hospital campuses around Christmas time because they always decorate differently and really pretty, and the MU is no exception. It's really pretty right now with the tree and the way that they've got the campus all lit up with different colors. Okay, the bad. Guys, let me get real with you. I loathe having to pay to come to work. And this place makes you pay for parking. I will say everybody there has to do it. And they told us this from the very get-go. Actually, I didn't know about it until like orientation day, the first one. But everyone has to pay. And the reason for that is because the hospital is on the college campus, so they all pay for parking. I hate having to do that. It feels messed up. Basically, it's $25 for a month, so you end up paying that 3 different times, so $75 total. If you don't pay or you're late, and they are really strict about it, they go around and take little pictures of the license plates with this special camera, they fine you $25 a pop. You can usually get away with the first one, but not after that. So that's a fairly decent fine if you're not paying attention or you park in the wrong place. The other burn is for a day shift person. The parking is really far away, like blocks away. There's no shuttle system. You are walking in the rain, in the snow, whatever. But there's, I know employees and night shift people have a parking garage that they can park in, but even a lot of employees still have to park way out there too. So that's really the only bad that I have. But man, I just don't think you should have to pay to come to work, So that's really about it. Well, today is the day. Last day, and this is what I come out to. Oh, what a fitting farewell to Missouri. I'm waiting for the truck to heat up and defrost everything. So anyway, as you can see, I'm one of the last ones out, mostly because I stayed around to hang out and say goodbye to everybody. But yeah, good contract. All right, well, that pretty much wraps this up, you guys. I hope you enjoy. I enjoy doing these videos, and I know I've had people reach out and say, hey, thanks for making this. I'm thinking about going there, and that's the whole point of this Travel Nurse Takeover reviews, are just for people that may be taking assignments. I will do this for every single place that I do work as I continue to travel around. If you found it helpful, or if you've got another question about this place, leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to answer it. Or if you've got any other general questions about travel nursing, we have a great playlist of all the different travel nursing videos that we have created. You can find that up here as well. Thank you guys. If you're brand new, let me know. I love reaching out to new people. Leave a comment. Hit that subscribe button. That is super helpful for us. It helps the channel grow, and we really appreciate it. Also, the thumbs up. And if you want to get notifications, just hit the little bell. And that's about it, guys. I will catch you out there. Stay tuned. We've got some more Travel Nurse Takeovers coming up. Another great Real Talk Tuesday you're really going to like. And then we're back here in Arizona, and there are many adventures to come. We'll see you out there.